Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I am starting one new playlist on my channel. So here you can see we have multiple playlists like Apple News, Machine Learning, Swift and all that. But today I am adding one new playlist which is machine test. So we generally get different types of machine test while giving interviews. So I thought let's share my experience or my friend's experience, whatever the machine test they are getting, and I try to share them here so that everyone will get benefit of that. So today, as you must have seen on the thumbnail, that today I'm going to share one application. So let's just run it and see what this application does. So the task was like I have to call an API and then I have to get the data, I have to parse it and I have to save it in core data, and then I have to fetch it from the database and show it in the table view. This was one part. Then the second part was I should be able to add data manually also. So like for example here I will add my name Prashant and some email ID like this. So I have not done the validation, that part we can do it later. So that's why like this, if I submit it, that user gets added, and one image also I have added. So in this I have not given the feature to upload the image, but you can add that and just pass the URL here. So it's like that, and you can see now my this extra field or extra user is added in this list. Now if I run the app again, it will show me, it will call the API again, but it will not add that users again in the database because it's already there. So this is what I have done. So this is the application. I will just show you how the code I have written quickly, and if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section below. So to start with, let's see what groups we have here. So one is model for our user, then we have handlers like API handler for doing the API call, and database handler to do all the operations on our core data. Then we have views like the view controller file and the table view cell file, and the resource is nothing but all our files like app delegate, scene delegate and storyboard. So to start with, I will start with first main storyboard to see how I have designed the UI. So it's actually very simple. I have just taken a navigation controller and a view controller which is having nothing but a table view, two fields for name and email ID, and one for image, and one add bar button. So that's it for UI, nothing else I have done here. So let's close this part. Then let's go to views. So in view controller, as you have seen on the view, that we have one table view, and then we have this action to add a user. That's it. And in cell we have this three things: image, name label and email label. So what else I have done in the view controller is I have created the database handler instance here. So it's a singleton, so I have created like this. Then we have users model which I have created here. Then once that model gets changed, I am directly calling the table view to reload. Then in the view did load, I have just removed the extra lines of empty cells that we get the separator line. So if you set like this table view, footer view to UI view, that lines will not be visible. Then in the view did appear, once the view is appear, I am doing the API call, and then I am calling the fetch. Once that API call is succeeded, then I am calling the fetch to fetch the users from the database, which are get saved once the API is completed. So that's about view controller. Again at the bottom we have this table view delegate and data source methods, which is nothing but number of rows with the number of users we are getting from the database. Then we are calling the cell this method here which is updating the user data on the view. Then nothing but here hide for the row for our table view cell, and also we have this one more feature which is actually deleting the user. Like for example, if I delete Charles from here, and now it is deleted, and now let me run the app again, so that API call will be done again and Charles will come again, and you can see he's coming at the end, and all other are not repeating because we have added that condition to check whether the database is already having those data or not. So that's for this view controller. Then wait, yeah, So once this table view is completed, the delete feature we have added using this can edit row and editing style, we are just deleting from the database using our database helper handler class. Then at the bottom here I have this add user functionality which we have seen. Once I tap on this add user, it is showing me this pop-up with two fields, and I'm just adding them here. Here I have given a dummy URL for the user, which is using a random number which creates a different image for every user. Like for example, here I will say my name Akash, and if I save it, this time it has taken different image, and for Prashant it was having different image. So it's like taking a random image from this URL. And yeah, so that's about view controller, and I will be sharing this video this code with you, so you can go to my GitHub profile, and in table view cell you can see here nothing fancy, just calling the setup data once the user is updated when we do it in the cell forward index, and just making it nil once it's done, if that cell is removed. So this is about our table view cell. Okay, then the next part is handler, and handler is nothing but simple. It is just a singleton class which is having add, save, fetch and delete functions. So you can pass any model to this class. For example, at the start of the project I have created this code data. So here I have checked that checkmark while creating a new project that I want to use code data, and then I've added one entity from here, that is user, with 3 fields. But if you want to add code data to existing project, then that is also easy. Just right click, new file, then come at here, and here is the data model which you can add. So that is not a difficult part. And the next thing what I have done is, if you select the user here, you have to select here manual none, because I want to add that model class for my user manually. And here also you have to make this current product module, otherwise you will get a crash. So after that, coming here, so this line is very important, which makes sure that it is going to merge the same data if it is coming again. And also one more thing we have to do here is code data, you have to make one constraint you have to add. So I have added the constraint that my first name should be unique every time. So what happens here is, like for example, you can see Prashant is having email ID as p@gmail.com, but if I add one more user with the same name Prashant, and his email ID will be like pp@gmail.com, it will update this email ID. You can see that here it has updated, and I'm passing the new URL, that's why it has updated the image also. So it's very important to add this constraint so that you will add unique data. And the second line was this, making the merge policy on your context. So if you have any doubt for this code, you can ask me, I will explain you in detail. Then going to the next API handler, here I have just called this API. Again, it's a random user generator API I have used. Get call, calling it, getting the response, using the model which I have created here, and storing it to DB. And if I come here, the last part, user, I have created this from the NS manage object, and it is using these 3 fields which we already have here. Make sure these names are same. And the last part is our view model, which is basically having all this same fields, but this part is important, which is storing it to the DB. So that's all guys for this video. I hope you have learned something new, and the code I will be sharing here, or you can just go to my GitHub profile and you can get this, or I will also provide the URL in the description. So this is the project, you can see I uploaded here, and you can see all the features what we have implemented in this video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have any doubts. Bye.